We have on page 4 of the Standard, top state officials face 60 billion graft cases. This is according to the DPP. Top state officials face 60 billion graft cases, according to the DPP. But also, just weighing in into Nick Biketi's sentiments, again, we hope that it's not going to just be amorphous names that will be thrown out there, but who are these top officials? At least 508 corruption cases involving 1,462 individuals have been registered in the office of the DPP. That's according to some MPs. But as we also talk about the lifestyle audit, and I'd like to hear what Mheshimiwa Serem has to say about the lifestyle audit. Again, this is the President's directive and possibly giving a way forward in finally trying to curb corruption. Your thoughts, Mheshimiwa Serem?
I support the lifestyle audit of all state officers. But I'm also very concerned that it will not happen.
It will not happen?
It will not happen.
Why are you so confident? Let's start with you. Have you declared your wealth?
Sure, I've done.
You've declared your wealth?
Yes.
And you're willing to go through a lifestyle?
Even now.
Okay, so why would it not happen if you are, as an example?
First of all, who will do it? Two, what are the parameters? What is the time frame? Tell as an individual which institution has given the mandate. EACC, when they were asked even to be vetted, they rushed to court. We have the courts in this country that you can rush tomorrow morning and get orders. And even before you discuss, I can tell you for free, before you discuss, somebody will be in court the next day and actually have got court orders. So, the courts that we have in, I can tell you for free, it will not happen.
And speaking of EACC, Mheshimiwa, you had proposed that EACC be disbanded. Yes. How is that going?
I hope that I will actually get my way in terms of how this institution has run this country.
Right.
They have been given a mandate, first to prevent, to prosecute, to investigate all corruption cases in this country that touches on economic crime. They have been in existence for the last 7 years. 91% of their cases are not standing in the court of law. They've been thrown out. The cases that have succeeded touches only on issues that talks about crime, bribery, 50 shillings, 1,000 shillings. The fines actually went as high as of 90,000 shillings. Well, maybe only 2 cases about the former town clerk and the former PS Kiri. The rest, they just walk in and walk out.
If we disband EACC, Mheshimiwa, then how will that contribute to fighting graft in Kenya? Will that make things better or worse?
First of all, we'll know who are in charge. The cases that are in court today, the NYS, even the one for sugar, are handled by DCI and DPP. Then that means we have institutions in this country that can work with or without EACC. Then why do we have to pay EACC that has a budget allocation of 3 billion shillings a year? Okay? This country has lost an average of 300 billion since EACC came into existence. 300 billion. We are now discussing about 60 billion. Okay? How much do we have to lose? When we ask EACC on the outcome of what they've been doing, they're telling us they've only recovered about 500 million. How can you justify 3 billion shillings for 500 million? Honestly.
Nick, your thoughts on disbanding EACC, and are there other alternatives?
For me, I don't. First of all, I think Mheshimiwa is being very ambitious. I understand and I would agree with his frustration in terms of the workings of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission since it was formed. But I will not agree with him, one, in saying that we disband it. For me, I'll be saying, how do we fix it? Because the problem is not the institution. Like we've had problems with members of parliament. Have we disbanded parliament?
We dissolve parliament every 5 years.
And commissioners also have a term. They have a term limit. You guys vet the commissioners. Yeah, you are the people who give us these individuals. You have the mandate to recall these people if you feel any of them is unfit for the office. If you feel any of them is sleeping on the job, you have the mandate again to
disband them. You agree with me?
And,
you can't run away from the same function.
Now,
we have the powers to recall them. We have powers to disband them. So why do you have a problem with dispensing my duty?
What I'm saying is, I also doubt. I mean, I wish you well, but you need 2/3.
Who said we don't have 2/3?
No, I'm saying
it is possible that
you believe your fellow MPs will back you up.
Even Kenyans have opposed today.
Unfortunately for us, we don't have a vote in Parliament. We'll only be watching you as you've always done when you increase your salaries. Ours is to cry by the sidelines.
So, Nick, you're suggesting instead of getting rid of the body, work on the commissioners, the individuals.
Yes, work on the commissioners. The last time you remember when you send out, who was the last one who was sent out very badly? I forget his name. But, yes, the problem was between the Secretariat and the commissioners. This problem is not an Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission problem alone.
It's an individual.
It is the same problem we have in the Electoral Commission. The Secretariat is fighting the commissioners. These people are having a double speak. So I'm requesting that, Mheshimiwa, before you go ahead to disband, interrogate and establish where is the problem. Want these people, when you be tabling your report to, or rather when you'll be moving the Parliament to disband, I really want to hear your points in the interrogation you've done, where the problem actually is. Is it a budget issue? Is it a question of the individuals? Is it a question of competence? Is it a question of political support?
This is a motion. A motion in Parliament is not a guarantee that it will pass. I'm giving Kenyans an opportunity to debate. There will be public participation. Kenyans will have an opportunity to hear their views, whether this motion, this ESCC, his body should be disbanded. I'm not saying that I'm forcing Kenyans to accept. I'm just telling them if there's a problem with this institution, that needs to be fixed. You'll have to have an opportunity to air your views. You know, it's not like I'm just forcing Kenyans to disband ESCC. I'm just telling them there's a problem here. ESCC are investigating, has powers to investigate, which the DCI has actually the same mandate. These institutions are discussing about prosecution. We have DPP who are prosecute. We have cases in court today that touches on economic crime, which ESCC are not in court. Okay, that means we can actually continue with or without ESCC. Then why do we spend 3 billion shillings on an institution that actually we can do without?
And when we're discussing,
why not give the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission powers absolute to prosecute?
They will abuse the powers. You know, the problem, this country, there must be checks and balance. We cannot just give you an executive orders. Let me tell you, there's checks and balance. First of all, they fail even in investigation. The files that have actually gone to DPP's office cannot stand a trial.
Actually, Mheshimiwa has a point there. If they can fail to not give watertight investigations, then why should we add prosecution to their list?
That's what I'm saying. The problem is not
the body,
the
individuals.
If KTN has a problem, are we going to do away with KTN? We'll say, Zinzi, you're not running this show properly. We can get another person to do the show. The next question will be, do we add you more time in your show? What I'm arguing is, there was the spirit under which we put that commission there. We must ask ourselves, why did Kenyans in 2010 say that we need an Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission in this country? That is where we're coming from, because corruption has been an ardent problem in our country. My argument is, give them, because in most countries actually, an institution like the ethics one, it has prosecutorial powers, and most of the people who are running it are actually investigators. So get the people from that office you're talking about, DCI, get them into that office, get the right commissioners, then this thing will get running. Why do you think this DPP's office, Haji is now working? What has changed?
The person. All right, Michael.
Because what has changed, they failed. You see, you are just asking yourself, what has changed? ESCC has failed.
No, DPP has not been working for
long.
We'll go deeper into this issue of graft.
You'll get into that just in a bit, but allow me to just look on